Whoops.
Whoopsie.
So, we got back into What If. We're a little behind.
Not too bad, though.
Not too bad. But only murders in the building kind of took precedence.
Good times.
Good times. So, tonight we watched What If Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands. Which I wasn't sure what that meant going in.
It was a good episode.
It was trippy, man.
Well, it's Doctor Strange, so, you know.
Comes with the territory.
Yeah, but, yeah, I didn't hate it at all. Like, I was in it. Like, it felt like I was watching a movie and not a half-hour cartoon.
Yeah, I was shocked when we were only halfway through.
Yeah.
And it was just 15 minutes, and I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Man, like, Benedict Cumberbatch is just, like... When you first donned the Doctor Strange character, like, his accent was a little weird, but it's come a long way.
Yeah, I think it's honestly gotten better.
Yeah, and, yeah, it was trippy, but cool. I don't know, like, so...
all the multiverse and time travel stuff that we've seen has, like, prepped me for this episode.
Right.
And it made it, like, having that contextual knowledge made it a lot better. It was really, really cool what they toyed with.
Yeah, like, if we went into this episode, like, cold, not knowing really anything about all of that stuff, I'd have been like, what? Really cool stuff with the Watcher.
Yeah.
So, let's dig in. So, in this particular universe, Strange and Christine, Rachel McAdams' character...
Which she reprised as the voice actress.
Yes. They are a couple. Like, I know that they had kind of been a couple in the movie, but it didn't really go anywhere. I mean, they were still close. They were still friends, but he drove her away because he was a prick.
Right.
But they're actually a couple, and the whole thing hinges on the car accident where he loses his...
He breaks his hands.
He breaks his hands and all that, but in this one, you know, Christine is going to this event.
The same award ceremony.
Yeah, this award ceremony with him, and, you know, they're a couple, whatever. And she dies. So that's what triggers his going, you know, seeking mystical arts and all that. And then, you know, they kind of do a little flash block where, you know, things happen the way we know in the movie, with just the one little exception of Christina's dead.
But he went seeking the mystical arts basically to, you know, mend a broken heart to help him get through his depression.
So,
but it leads him down the same path.
Right. And so they're in their car, and she wants to hear his speech, and he, like, starts kind of giving the speech, and she's like, oh, no, it's terrible. She's like, I need you to, like, rush up to the podium like you're a contestant on The Price is Right. And he doesn't know what The Price is Right is. So I knew I didn't like him.
Who doesn't know The Price is Right? Come on.
But anyway, so, yeah. Moving forward. It's the 2-year anniversary of Christine's death. And you got Wong. Had to use the little sorcerer's room. I'm gonna go put a kettle on. I suggest you join me before you do something reckless.
Reckless. Because you can see that, Strange is depressed. He tells Wong it's the 2-year anniversary of her death, and he's kind of toying with the time stone. And Wong's kind of like, yeah.
This is not going to end well.
Yeah, you should come have a drink with me.
Yeah. So he turns back time.
If I can find a way.
And it's the night of the party. Christy notices his personality change, and he drives more carefully.
Yeah, he's, the nice Doctor Strange, not the prick from the beginning of the movie. And she's like, I like this personality change in you.
Yeah, so he tries to drive more carefully, still get into a car accident. And then attempt number 2, different route, crunch. Number 3, skip the ceremony completely. They actually do somehow end up making it to the ceremony, and they're dancing, and she has a heart attack. I think that's what happened. And then the last one, or the fourth one, was they're in a restaurant eating pizza, and a gunman comes in, obviously shoots her. And Joe had to pause. He's like, oh my gosh, these people played Save the Date, which was apparently a dating sim game, which was played by our Let's Game It Out dudes.
Yeah. And so basically in this choose your own adventure type dating sim, what do you want to get for lunch? I like Thai food, or do you want to do sushi? So you can choose, and then, what are you going to order off the menu? And, he's acting weird. What are you going to do about it, this or that? But in every scenario, your date dies. Like, no matter what you do, aside from apparently there's, one specific path you can take where she survives. And I think that path is you cancel on the date, and that's it. Or something like that.
Which...
He tried,
and the building exploded. And it basically goes through a bunch of scenarios, Groundhog Day-esque.
Interestingly, he doesn't die in any of them. So, I think
because he was never supposed to die.
Right. Not only was her death, as we'll get into, a absolute point in time, his survival is as well. I think he could put a gun in his mouth and pull the trigger and not die.
A la Groundhog Day.
A la Groundhog Day.
So in the last one, it was the crash again. And he goes, "Ah!" Did that very well.
Bullseye. Benedict Cumberbatch.
The Ancient One eventually appears to help, and she explains that Christine's death is an absolute point, which is kind of meta, actually, given what the show is. But basically, she has to die. If she doesn't die, then Strange never saves the world from... I'm going to mispronounce his name. Mormandu.
But yeah, I'm kind of meta, given that this show is literally another universe wherein something else happens. So even in these absolute points in time, apparently there are other universes where they are different, as evidenced by the existence of this show.
So the Ancient One tries to stop him. He activates the Time Stone. She blasts him, and he ends up in this
weird forest.
Weird forest, and there's a guy there who basically Strange is looking for this lost library, and it's the Library of Cagliostro.
Right.
Who is said to know how to break an absolute point in time. And his guide is this guy,
Opang?
Yeah, something like that. This guide, you know, the librarian, basically Wong
Right.
for this particular library. So of course, Strange does develop a relationship with him, and considers him a friend and whatnot.
Guy shows him the library and he starts going through books.
Yeah. You can gain the power to do it through the absorption of power from other beings. So he tries to and summons the Kraken from episode 1? What? It goes poorly. So he starts small. And in the meantime, this librarian guy, Opang or whatever his name is like, I mean, you don't want to do this. Like, you're, basically calling him out on, the grief and...
Yeah, like you should probably just move on, dude.
Yeah.
This is not going to end well.
What do you say? There's a thin line between devotion and derangement or something like that.
I don't know the quote. That sounds right.
Yeah. So Strange decides he's still gonna keep doing this, but he starts small, starts summoning various mystical creatures and consuming them one by one. He starts absorbing basically demons, and it seems to be basically turning him demonic. Pretty sure we saw Mephisto.
Oh yeah.
So looking for the new rock stars on that one. And at one point, the Watcher is way more involved in this episode. Like he's narrating. He said, I could try to stop him, but he wouldn't listen to me. But Strange stops and looks back, and he's like, "Hello." Yeah. So Strange can hear the Watcher.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
But they don't converse or anything. It's just kind of like this, he knows he's there, kind of thing. But basically he charges up and tries the oracles again.
Apparently that's what my phone translated from Kraken.
It goes better this time.
I know at one point he absorbs like some beetle, or he summons some beetle creature. He's like,
I don't do bugs,
I don't
but
do
I like
bugs.
the cape.
I like the cape.
So he's got his own, like, kind of dark carpet cape. Carpet, Aladdin.
Yeah. The capes operate in a very magic carpet from Aladdin type way.
Yeah.
And that's what allows him to fly too, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think. So after all that, he goes to see Opang, but Opang is now dying of old age, so it's like, well, how long has this guy been there?
Yeah, so he hasn't been, like, reversing time as he's been absorbing these creatures. He's just been spending day after day, month after month, just absorbing creature after creature. But he has been preserved from time. He's been in, like, a time isolation dome of some kind.
Yeah. So Opang chides Strange for offering him immortality.
Yeah, Strange is like, I can reverse this. I can give you more life. I can make you immortal. And Opang's like, well, you've been doing this. I've been living my life.
But then he says, like, but you've only been living a half-life. You're not even full. There's another Doctor Strange. I thought they were going in a multiverse direction.
So did I. I had to actually erase some of my notes.
But turns out, so then we get a cut back to Doctor Strange when Wong said, I'm going to put the kettle on, blah, blah, blah. And Strange puts the time stone down, and he's like, no.
It's like, yeah, good idea.
Yeah. But then he wakes up the next morning and he goes outside and, like, things are just, like... It's kind of like the Snap.
Uh-huh.
Only it's, like, dark smoke, kind of just, like...
Very slowly kind of eroding
Yeah.
reality, and people don't seem to be aware of it. They're kind of, like, walking, and they look like they're conversing, but even with the smile on their face, they're kind of, like, melting away.
And then the
What was in that whiskey? What was in that whiskey?
Yeah, right. Ancient One shows up again. It turns out when she hit Strange, when they had their confrontation, she split Strange into two simultaneous timelines.
Same universe.
And, like, isn't that dangerous? Extremely. So it's like breaking all the rules. But now the fabric of reality is breaking. There's basically a good Strange and a bad Strange, and they face off. But it was like he's talking to Wong, and they're doing all these protection spells, and Wong is fading away, and all of a sudden this red circle appears. And I was like, well, that can't be good. Or I can't remember, maybe Strange said, but one of them said, that's not good. And, yeah, good Strange gets sucked down, and Wong's like, good luck. He'll just be
here.
Probably not here, never mind. And he didn't say that, but it was...
Yeah.
So this good Strange and bad Strange are facing off. If they unite, they can save Christine. You know, bad Strange is saying stuff like, we love Christine. Okay, Gollum. Bad Strange looking awfully Mephisto-y. They're battling. Their capes fight, that's fun. But good Capey, binds Bad Strange's hands. But Bad Strange goes like this. I said, Capey, no!
Cape is destroyed.
Yeah. But then that, Bad Strange absorbs Good Strange and becomes all powerful. So he brings Christine back, but he's a monster, and she's freaking out, and reality is breaking, and now, of course, she's being faded away. So, yeah, you saved her, but from what?
Parts of it looked a lot like the Tales of Beetle the Bard sequence.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I had the same thought, like
okay.
the second brother, and, summoning the woman that he was going to marry, and she's
brought back, but
she's miserable, and so yeah, I definitely got that vibe as well.
Okay.
I literally did have that thought.
I believe you. Because it was shot in similar ways.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. It's really interesting because he sees the Watcher, and he talks directly to the Watcher, and the Watcher responds.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically begging the Watcher to bring her back, please help, and the Watcher is like, no, and Strange is like, you're a god, you can do this, punish me, and the world shouldn't have to suffer because of what I did, and the Watcher's like, I'm not a god, neither are you, that's the problem, trust me, I wish I could punish you and let the world and save the world, but I can't.
Yeah.
Then this is on you, man. So he nopes out.
Mm.
So Christine melts away, saying, what did you do?
What did you
Leaving
do?
Strange isolated in a single, like, reality ball for all eternity. And the episode ends.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it was super trippy, but it was super cool. And, like, I think the reason why the Watcher was so... Well, first of all, Strange is the kind of... Like, he's kind of set apart from the rest of the Avengers, superheroes, whatever, because... He is almost kind of on par with, like, the Watchers, the all the ancient ones, like being the Sorcerer Supreme, like he has a lot of knowledge. He's the one that saw into the infinite futures, like all those futures, like, so it makes sense that he would be able to excuse me, sense and communicate with the Watcher. But I think what's more the case and more interesting is the fact that this world was going to end, that this universe was going to end, so the Watcher essentially was able to just kind of say, sorry, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this is the end of that reality. It's not an accident. That was how it was going to be. Various people tried to help, but that's just how that universe ends. And I thought the image of the ball, the cage that he was in, was very interesting because it looked like he was imprisoned, essentially. But that's not what it was. That's just what his reality had shrunk to. He had absorbed too much. He had broken reality too much that it's not that it was something he could ever break out of because there was nothing outside of it. That was just the end of existence.
I also thought it was interesting because the hex, like, it's not quite hexagonal, but
it was geometric.
Geometric, and I was getting like WandaVision vibes.
Pocket realities.
So.
Yeah.
Really solid episode. Really enjoyed it.
I liked the meta, kind of subtle hints in it, wherein our narrator actually would communicate directly with the character. Because you're right, it makes sense that Strange, of anyone, would be able to at least sense the Watcher. I mean, we're all, just secluded in a single timeline, a single universe. But in this world, I don't know what other words to use. There's multiple universes, multiple timelines, and Strange could still traverse a lot of them. So he had more knowledge of all that than anyone. Still couldn't get outside of the multiverse, which basically the Watcher is. He's outside of all of that, which is also why he either can't or won't. It can't interfere with it. It's really, really cool. I did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. So, but the next one.
I can't wait.
What if zombies?
What if zombies?
That's the question mark. I thought there was an exclamation point too.
There is.
Oh, it's reversed. I'm used to seeing question mark, exclamation point, not exclamation point, question mark.
But yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Zombie Avengers.
It will not be this evening.
No.
But.
All right. Let's let new rock stars tell us how dumb we are.
Take us away.